Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into two legal terms that sound almost the same but are worlds apart: your domicile and your residence. And as you'll see, knowing the difference is absolutely key to understanding how the law sees you.
So let's start with what seems like a simple question. If a lawyer asked you, legally speaking, where is your home? What would you say? You might point to the house you live in, but that might not actually be the answer the law is looking for. It's a bit more complicated than that.
You see, to answer that question, the law doesn't just have one word for home. It uses two very specific, very distinct concepts: domicile and residence. They might seem like they mean the same thing in everyday chat, but legally, they have totally different jobs. Okay, so let's tackle the big one first: domicile. I want you to think of this as the cornerstone, the legal foundation of your location. It's the most important address you have in the eyes of the law. And the law, in Article 33, gets super specific about what this means. Your domicile, or al-muwatin, isn't just where you get your mail. It's your life's command center. It's the place where you usually live, where you conduct your normal life, handle your money, and meet your responsibilities. It's your true legal home base. And here's where it gets even more interesting and practical. The law also says that your place of work can also count as your domicile, but only for legal stuff that's directly related to your job. This is a really smart way of recognizing that our professional lives have their own legal center of gravity.
Okay, so this brings up a pretty logical question, right? If domicile is your main, fundamental home base, then you can only have one, right?
Well, get ready for a twist. Article 34 drops a bit of a bombshell. It says you can actually have more than one domicile at the same time. And, maybe even more surprising, it's legally possible for a person to have no domicile at all. Kind of wild.
But what about people who can't really establish a domicile for themselves? Like, a child? Or what about an entity that isn't even a person, like a corporation? Well, the law has thought of that, and it has specific rules for these special cases.
And the rules are actually pretty straightforward and logical. For a minor, their domicile is simply their legal guardians. Easy. For a person who's passed away, their estate's legal home is their last known domicile. And for a company, its domicile is its headquarters, the main center of administration. See, it makes sure everyone and everything has a legal spot on the map.
Now, for businesses with multiple locations, the law gets even more practical. A company's branch office can act as its domicile for any legal issue that's tied to what that specific branch does. And that is a huge convenience. It means you can deal with the local branch on a local matter instead of having to go after the main head office every single time.
All right, let's imagine a scenario. You're about to sign a contract, and you want to make it super clear where all the official notices for just that one deal should be sent. Well, there's a really clever legal mechanism just for that. It's called an elected domicile, and it's a seriously powerful tool. Basically, you and the other party just agree on a specific address for one legal purpose. Crucially, you have to put it down in writing. Once you do that, for everything related to that contract or deal, that elected address is the official one. It keeps things incredibly clean and simple.
Okay, so we've got a really good handle on domicile now. So let's bring its counterpart, residence, back into the ring so we can see the crucial difference between them side by side. This is where it all clicks into place.
So here's the bottom line. Domicile is all about permanence, stability. It's your legal anchor, your foundation. Residence, on the other hand, is temporary. It's transient. It's simply where you happen to be staying for a specific short-term reason, like a vacation or a temporary work project. Your domicile is who you are legally. Your residence is just where you are situationally.
So let's just lock in those key takeaways. 1. Domicile is your stable, legal home base. 2. Residence is just a temporary spot. 3. The law is smart enough to define a domicile for pretty much everyone and everything, from people and kids to companies. And finally, don't forget, you've got that power to elect a special domicile in writing to give you clarity and flexibility when you really need it.
And we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Why get so picky about these definitions? Why does this level of precision matter so much? Well, just think about it for a second. Without these clear rules, how would you serve someone with a lawsuit? Where would official notices go? This isn't just a boring technicality.
It's the very bedrock of a fair and orderly society, making sure that rights can be protected and obligations can be enforced for everyone.